Hey everybody, welcome to your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G, your weather forecaster today, and we're going to be talking about your forecast for your midweek point as well as we come toward the end of the week and into the weekend. Well, we finally have some interesting weather to talk about across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. So we're going to finally see some substantial snow across parts of the northern tier of the central U.S. So Minnesota, Wisconsin, North, South Dakota, through Illinois, maybe Iowa, and through parts of Michigan, and we're going to see finally some heavy snow potential. We're going to finally see our first round of significant snow than we've had all winter. So we are about to get more snow in 2 or 3 days here than we've got in the entire winter. We've only had about 14 inches of snow this entire winter. Now that we are officially the first day, the second day of spring, we are, well, the first full day of spring, because spring started last night about 6 o'clock in the Eastern time, but today was the full day, first day of spring. The weather don't know that it's spring. It knows it, but it doesn't know. And we're going to be looking at the potential for 4 inches of snow across the Twin Cities today, or not today, but tomorrow night and into Friday morning, where we can see 4 inches of snow. And then a big snowstorm over the weekend where we could pick up over a dozen inches of snow and even possibly even some rain as well. And that could limit the amount of snow. So we're going to take a look at that weather forecast. So let's dive right into our first map. So we got warm air across the south and the western half of the United States. So from the northwest down through the desert southwest, we have mild air in place, colder air in place over the east, the northeast, and over eastern Canada, and some of that colder air is coming down across the northern plains into Minnesota and Wisconsin and Michigan. So we're looking at cooler conditions across the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest and the northern plains. And along the U.S. Canadian border, we're looking at colder temperatures over that's been building in over the last several days, and now we're going to really finally see some of that unleash into a round of snow. This is an Alberta Clipper that's coming through. So here we are in Minneapolis. We got Chicago, Erie, Burlington, Vermont, Rapid City, and Billings, Montana behind me there. And look at this right here. This right here is going to be that Alberta Clipper coming across the border in Alberta, Canada, and that's going to slide across the Dakotas into Minnesota and Wisconsin and Michigan. So we're going to see a shot of snow from that, and we're going to pick up several inches. We have winter weather advisory criteria amount of snow. Now, some areas could pick up a bit more. They could see the potential for a winter storm watch across parts of southwestern Minnesota and along the I-90 region in southern Minnesota might pick up a little bit more. But around the Twin Cities, western Wisconsin, like Baldwin, Toma, Menominee, and Eau Claire, those regions could pick up. Hudson could pick up that 3 to 4 inch snow swath there from the Twin Cities. And here we are as we take a look. We got that 2 rounds of snow. Winter is not over yet. We thought it was, we hoped it was, and this is what we are going to see Friday at 2 a.m. So Thursday night into Friday morning, that pretty large area of snow is going to be sliding over central Minnesota and western Wisconsin, where we're going to pick up that quick hit, several inches of snow. And then as we head into your Saturday morning at 7 a.m., it's going to be a quiet time in between systems. The old system will be headed out towards the east, so we're going to be seeing that over eastern Ontario, Pennsylvania with rain. Southern New York is going to see rain, but we're going to see that transition to snow into northern New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. So we're going to see a mixture of rain and snow out over those regions. But then as we head into your Saturday afternoon, that snowstorm, that bigger snowstorm sneaks into the picture, and we're going to start to see some of the first snow for that next system coming into North Dakota and possibly South Dakota and West Central Minnesota, and we're going to see that coming in at about 5 o'clock p.m. Saturday evening. But that's going to work its way through. So Saturday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to see that snow beginning to take shape, beginning to develop, moving across the plains, and going to be heading towards Minnesota, where we can pick up our first significant snowstorm of this 2024. Okay, we haven't seen significant snow since last winter, so here was our first significant snow where we could pick up over a foot of snow. And here we are as we head into your Sunday. This snow really kicks in Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, Sunday evening, Sunday night, through the overnight hours. We're going to see the heaviest amount of snow, and we're going to see that heavy snow. And maybe even a little bit of a mix as well down across southern Minnesota, where those temperatures are borderline above freezing. And we're going to see possibly a rain-snow mix. So a lot of this is contingent on how much mixing actually takes place. How much rain mixes in with the snow. That will decrease the snowfall totals. But as of right now, I think we might pick up that 14 inches of snow here across the Twin Cities. So Minneapolis, St. Paul, Burnsville, Lakeville, Apple Valley, cities around the Twin Cities, the 7-county metro, we're going to be looking at 14 inches on average. So if you're on the west side of the cities, Eden Prairie, if you are, say, Eden Prairie, Wayzata, Lake Minnetonka, if you're going towards Big Lake, up 94 towards St. Cloud, you might see heavier snowfall. You might get 16, maybe closer to 20 inches of snow Sunday night into Monday. So our first significant snowfall here across the Twin Cities when winter is actually over. I hope that we could get through without any significant snow, but we know that's not how it works. That's not how Minnesota do. So we're going to have that big snowstorm, and we're going to see some very sloppy, wet snow because the temperatures are going to be relatively warm in the low 30s, about 32, 33. Some people might see 34. So it's going to be right on that borderline, slushy, very slushy snow. So it's going to compact down a lot, be very heavy, very wet with that second system, as we see that very heavy wet snow that's going to halfway melt even while it's falling. You're going to see it dripping because it's melting at the same time. So get ready for that sloppy mess. And as we head into your Monday, so 10 o'clock p.m. on Monday continues. Then we're going to definitely where we'll see that snow and rain mix on Monday, and in the evening hours into Tuesday, we're going to see rain over southeastern Minnesota. So Rochester, if you want to talk about Rochester down through Highway 61, that's, what is it? I can't remember the towns down there over Highway 61, southeastern Minnesota. So, and then along I-90, we're going to see we might see a rain and snow mix into Eau Claire on 90 and into parts of Wisconsin. We're going to see rain and snow mix, especially as you head into your Monday night. So here's your high temperatures that we're going to see for Monday. We're going to see 40 degrees in Minneapolis. If we see that precipitation, if it's going to be 40, more than likely we're going to see rain on Monday. 24 in Bismarck, 39 degrees in Denver, Wichita 45, and Amarillo is going to see a high of 47 degrees. So still slightly above normal in the Twin Cities, a little bit below normal in Bismarck finally, but we'll still see temperature slightly above average, a few degrees, because the average temperature for this time of March is about 36. So we're going to see temperatures hover around that 35, 34 for the most part for afternoon highs, but a little bit warmer on Monday. And here we are, as we see that snow as we mix it. Way on here is our snow forecast of Thursday. So here's that snow that we're going to see here across the Twin Cities tomorrow into Wisconsin and all the way over into Michigan. A high of 37 in Minneapolis on Thursday tomorrow, 30 in Bismarck. Milwaukee is going to be 34 with snow, 27 with some snow showers in Marquette, 42 in rain in Chicago. So we're still going to see some wet weather. It's going to be borderline rain or snow or slush. Very slushy, I think. Very slushy. I'm willing to bet on that slush falling, but we're going to see most of the solid snow falling in the overnight hours. But during the daytime, those temperatures will warm up just enough to melt that snow and have it fall mostly as maybe a mix or mostly as rain. We'll have to fine tune and see how things work out as we work through the day, Sunday through Monday and into Tuesday. So it's going to continue into Tuesday. So here is what we're going to see as far as precipitation totals through Saturday. 3 to 5 inches in Bismarck, 1 to 3 for the most part across Minneapolis and St. Paul, 3 to 5 inches down there in Madison, Detroit 1 to 3, Syracuse 1 to 3, but Caribou is the winner in this event with 8 to 12 inches of snow possible. Okay, so here is our early next week as we have this what's called a Colorado low. So this is how we get our big snowstorm, and we're going to see this Colorado low that's going to be working its way up out of the southern Rockies across the Central Plains and work its way towards the upper Midwest. Now, there's also another piece of energy that's coming out of the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to dip up into Canada out ahead of the storm system, but this is going to cause this system to slingshot out into front across the upper Midwest and the high plains. So that northern stream system is going to help influence it with some cold air, so we get a little bit of cold air from the north into it, and that could help to aggravate the situation and increase our snowfall potential possibly. Okay, so here is that your Saturday through Tuesday, a lot of snow is going to fall. And look at that potential for heavy snow across west central Minnesota and eastern South Dakota. Right along the Red River Valley there, we're going to see heavier snowfall potential through Saturday. And then, as we talk about that as well, so we also have a southern stream system that's going to be bringing a lot of rain, and that system is currently working its way across northern Mexico and the desert southwest, and that's going to shoot out into the southern plains and along the Gulf of Mexico coast with Texas. So we're going to see that storm system right along the Gulf Coast, and that's going to bring rain to Texas, Louisiana, maybe Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, and the Carolinas. So South Carolina, North Carolina, up to Virginia, West Virginia. We're going to see rain through Pennsylvania, and what it's going to combine with that northern stream system, and we're going to see that snow in New England. So we have what's called a split jet stream. A split stream, we have two areas that's bringing inclement weather. More snow on the northern stream, but warmer weather down across south. So we're seeing rain and not really a whole lot of thunderstorms because it's kind of cut off from each other because of how split the jet stream is and intersecting frontal boundaries. So that's preventing, the southern stream is preventing deeper moisture from transporting into the northern stream system. So it's going to limit the amount of severe weather. So because of that split in the jet stream, and they're essentially cut off from one another. So that's one of the reasons why I think we'll see a lot of rain, but not a whole lot of severe weather. So that's some good news. We won't have to worry about tornadoes this time. So here is your Saturday forecast across the western United States, where we're going to be seeing that snow moving up to Bismarck, North Dakota, and Billings, Montana, Salt Lake City as well, we're going to see some rain, and we're going to be seeing some rain and snow in the Pacific Northwest, and even some rain all the way down to California, to the Bay Area. We're going to be seeing some wet weather as well. So here is a look at your forecast as we get into your Sunday. And look at that heavy snow up here across Minnesota. A lot of snow across Minnesota. You can't say you didn't hear about it because it's going to be well advertised, because we haven't seen any snow this year. So this is actually pretty big news to see this potential for some heavy snow across the upper Midwest this weekend. So get ready for it. I'm glad I work from home. I don't have to worry about my commute. And hopefully by the time Monday comes, my wife has 1 or 2 more weeks before her spring break at school. And hopefully by Monday, the roads are a complete mess, and it can kind of simultaneously melt, and she just has to contend with wet highways other than having to drive over a snowy roadway. So we have to see how those temperatures maintain and things like that. So again, some rain down across the southern plains, but snow in throughout the Rockies and the high plains of the northern tier of the country. So here are those temperatures that we are going to see for your forecast highs for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, these are your forecast highs across the eastern half of the country. Cold in Minnesota, 33 for Saturday, 35 on Sunday, 40 on Monday. That's still about average, just slightly above average. So we're still a little bit higher than average. It's going to start off warmer but cool off here across South Dakota. So Pierre, we're going to see the temperature down to 27 by the time we get to Monday. But look how nice it is in the south, across the southern part of the country. Very, very nice. Look at Houston. Temperatures in the 70s. Very nice, and it's going to be wet as well. Going to rain, maybe some thunder, but no severe weather. So that's some good news. That was the weather forecast for you guys today. My name is Mr. G, your weather forecaster. Thank you. Leave your likes, comments. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and leave a follow on TikTok. And you know what to do on YouTube. Leave your comments. You guys can all whine to me and cry about the snow. If you're in Minnesota, if you're in Wisconsin, the Dakotas, if you're in Michigan, Illinois, you can complain. Well, I don't think it's going to see that much snow in Illinois. It's still going to be a little bit warmer further down that way. So you might get more rain and snow over that region. But if you're going to see a lot of snow in your area, feel free to complain and talk about it in the chat. I'll respond to you, say what's up. I'll give you some, I'll help you keep your spirits up. Okay, guys? See y'all tomorrow evening in the next video. Bye-bye.